Hello and welcome to Family Food Savings. Today, we're sorting the fact from the fiction in part 2 of my reaction to Dr. Eric Berg's video called How Grocery Stores Scam You. I've been in the food and grocery industry for over 20 years, and my goal is simply to save you money on your weekly food bill. If you like the sound of that, hit subscribe, because there's a good chance doing so will help you save the next time you go food shopping. Now then, let's get on with it.
They will definitely put high price items next to slightly lower price items that have good margins to get you to buy those. They use certain colors for different things. Also, they use social proof, like bestseller, or this product is our customer's favorite product.
More interesting stuff here. Not sure if it's backed up by evidence, but he talks about high price products being next to low price ones on the shelf. Well, I would say yes, inevitably. The way this whole shelf layout thing works, though, is this. There is what's called a range planner or a merchandiser, and it is their job to design the most suitable layout for each piece of space in the store. There are a number of factors that should go into this. You will have your best sellers, of course, that take those prime slots, but you will also have what's called blocking, and that's putting similar products together to make them easier to shop, maybe based on type. For example, crushed tomatoes, and then you'd have diced, and then you'd have plum next door. Or it could be on brand, or it could be by occasion. So many different ways that that can be done, but it's designed to make it as easy as possible for us as shoppers to find the things that we want to find. Now, he mentions colors and how colors are used in a very deliberate way. Well, yes, as they are all around us. Wouldn't you agree? Blue signals trust. Red, not internationally known, I don't think, as being for a sale, but it certainly does alert you to something. Green for freshness. Again, not a trick really, though. This is just how our brains interpret these colors. And it's the same way that they're used in lots and lots of different instances and industries all around us. Then we have social proof. And I say, great, use social proof, as long as it's not fabricated. But look, do you shop online? Do you ever use Amazon? Well, that's what all those reviews are that you read before you buy something. That's social proof, not a scam.
They'll put highly demanded discount products way in the back, so you have to walk through all of the store to be able to get them. And of course, the chances of you buying other products are pretty high. There are so many people that go in a grocery store that buy things that they never planned on buying. They also found that in the wine section, if they put French music, people will buy more wine, like 15% more wine. Sometimes they'll actually take products off the shelf to create scarcity of certain products to actually get those sold. Because if you think about it, if you're walking down the aisle and you just see like one product left and there's nothing else, like, I better get that before someone else gets it.
Dr. Berg, I feel things are getting a little bit far-fetched now. So yes, grocery stores want you to spend more, not less. As I say, it's a business, not a charity, and I think we have to be comfortable with that reality, right? So yes, they will be more than happy for you to buy on impulse a bunch of stuff you didn't plan on buying, but folks, that's on you, not on them. No one is going to walk behind you around the store whispering little threats in your ear to get you to put more stuff in the cart. So the answer to that is be organized, be self-controlled, don't shop with your children, and stick to your plan. French music in the liquor aisle. Never heard of that, but I think it sounds rather nice, actually. Maybe a bit of Johnny Halliday, bit of Edith Piaf. I don't know, but look, sounds good to me. Then we're talking about creating scarcity, which is about people taking things off shelf so you think they're about to run out. Well, knowing how supermarkets actually work and having spoken to many store managers over the years, I can't see any situation where there would be either the time or the resources available, frankly, to take things back off shelf in order to make it look like a product was scarce. And even if that were a thing, wouldn't it be daft to take the stock you have off the shelf so you could sell one unit when you could just leave it there and maybe sell, I don't know, all the stock you had? That one made me laugh.
For every second that a person has to wait before they get checked out, an impulse purchase is increased by 0.38%. 16% of all of the sales, the total sales of a grocery store, is purchased in the front area. 87% of those impulse buys are purchased 3 seconds before they see the checkout person.
This is really all about impulse buying. So yes, the front of store, really significant for that. More and more legislation, though, is coming into play around the world, limiting what can and can't be stocked in and around those checkout areas. Plus, in truth, retailers have to be very, very conscious that checkout waiting times are a major cause of dissatisfaction for their shoppers. So if they were trying to delay people at that point in their shopping trip, it would be a very dangerous game indeed. Typically, when checkouts aren't open, it's frustrating, it's annoying, and it's down to labor costs and the store trying to manage their labor costs at that particular time.
And you have another placement, which is called the end cap, which is at the end of the aisles. Oh my gosh, that real estate, for example, is very, very expensive as well.
Right, then, those end caps or end of aisle promotions. Yes, they're expensive for brands. And yes, $1 million a year, brands may well be paying to be on those shelves in that bit of space. Yep, we've heard that, I think, 2 or 3 times in the video. So the answer here is make sure that you don't shop exclusively by those end caps. Go to the place where that product lives with the rest of the range so that you can assess all of the options for yourself, and to make sure you can do that with confidence, have a list, have a budget in mind, make sure you stick to both of those things.
And I don't even consider ultra-processed food as real food. The sugar alone, as well as the starches, will create very similar addictions to actual drugs. Right after the apples comes cornstarch. This is the stuff that you use to iron wrinkled shirts. They added all these different types of sugars so they can actually put them lower on the label. But if you look at this, look at the numbers. 104 grams of actual product. 78 grams is sugar and starch.
Dr. Berg now, in my view, on very solid ground here, talking about ingredients, things that you don't want to be consuming, and really he's spot on. Some of these products are shocking in terms of what they contain, so educate yourself and make sure you're reading the labels properly. Spot on, couldn't agree more with that.
Do not go to the grocery store with your kids, especially if your kids are tired and hungry. Go to the grocery store with your list and just don't buy anything else that's not on the list, because when you buy that junk food, you then have to say no to it every day, every night. But if you say no right in the grocery store, you only have to say no once. You should shop in the perimeter around the grocery store. Don't go in the middle part where all the junk food is. Realize when you go in a grocery store, you're walking into an area that has 83% of all the calories ultra processed foods.
And here again at 10 minutes 30, more stuff I can really get on board with here. Don't shop with your children if you can possibly help it. I've mentioned that before myself. Do shop with a list though and stick to it, but also make sure you've built your list based on a meal plan and that you know what your food budget is and that you're tracking it each month. That's really important so you can see how you're actually doing, so you can maintain a consistent baseline and a consistent view of your food spend. There you have it, folks, an industry take on Dr. Eric Berg's comments. And the bottom line, well, some really solid, valuable things that he's pointing out, but in my opinion, some others that appear kind of questionable to me. Solid ones like the fact there's a lot of junk food in a grocery store these days, like needing to understand what those ingredients are that they put in our food and what they're doing to us. More questionable are sticky floors, the shelf stripping to make you buy more. I've never heard of these tactics being used, so I can't rule them out altogether, but at most, I'd say that they would be very rare indeed in the grocery industry. I don't know about you, but whatever kind of business you work in, you most likely will want your customers to buy more, not less, and you'll market yourself in such a way as to encourage that extra spend. So that's what a lot of this is, really. It's just marketing. But the one thing that's really important is once you know about the marketing, the power shifts. And then suddenly you're the one that's in control and you're the one that's calling the shots. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please hit subscribe now for more knowledge to help you save money on food. And well, I hope to see you in another video very, very soon. Take care.